So they make you do right and make you do wrong. Love and happiness. Bam, 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 bam. Love and happiness. What's up, Cherishing Flow fam? Welcome back to my channel where we're all about love, positivity, self-development, and everything in that vicinity. In today's video, we are actually doing another story time. It is story time Sundays, and I think that this counts as a relationship horror story, only it's not really a horror story. It wasn't a negative experience, kind of, and it was really me who did the messing up in this situation. I'll go ahead and admit it. I was the bad guy here. And I wasn't terrible. I didn't like cheat or do anything awful, but I was the bad guy. So, yeah, it's gonna be about my 24-hour relationship with a guy. I decided to name him Tony because he looks to me like a Tony, not his name. I was like, I want to say 18 or 19. And this is pretty much the story of how that happened and why it was only 24 hours, yada, yada, yada. So I met him because me and my best friend were plotting something. And we were trying to get a guy to meet us at the mall. And this had nothing to do with me. It was mostly something we were doing for her. And she wasn't interested in getting a guy or nothing like that. It's a long story, but we were plotting and we just needed a guy to fill in a role for a certain situation we was trying to get together. And so we went to the mall. We were looking through her Snapchat or whatever, and we saw Tony. I didn't know Tony. She only knew him through like mutual friends or something like that. And he was like doing something really, really funny on Snapchat, and we were laughing. We were like, this dude is stupid. Let's talk to him and see if he wants to meet us at the mall or whatever. So we messaged him like, yo, you want to meet us at the mall? He don't know us from Adam, so we're just like, he probably thinks we're crazy. But he was like, okay, cool. So we was like, okay, cool. So we go to the mall. And we're there, and I'm being at the time, and even though I'm a little bit like that now, my crazy self, I'm standing on chairs, I'm acting wild, not too wild, but wild. I'm standing on a chair, and I see him, and I'm like, yo, there he goes. I'm like, come over here, come over here, come over here. So he comes over or whatever, and we left the seat open. He was supposed to sit next to my friend. And I'm sitting down, and I'm like, all right, I'm chilling. This is going to be the deal. He's going to do this. We're going to, get them on Snapchat and, do the little plotting thing he was doing. And that's a whole other story, so I don't want to get into that. But then he came and he sat next to me. And first thing, like immediately, he's like, hi. And I'm just like, hello. We're all talking. We end up chit-chatting. He brought his brother. And we're all chit-chatting. We're laughing. We're talking or whatever. And I noticed he was flirting with me the whole time. But he seemed like the kind of guy that was just a flirt. Like, he wasn't trying to flirt with me necessarily. I was just there. He thought I was kind of cute. I mean, I was looking kind of cute. So, and so he was just, flirting, not nothing serious, because one of the first things he said when he sat down was that there was this girl that he really liked, that he was really into. They wasn't together, but they was together, basically. That's what he said. But he said, but I'm still single, so, I can flirt. And, he was looking at me when he said that, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I ain't got time for all of that. And, at this time, I was not really feeling like being in no relationship or being with no person, so I was like, whatever. And so we got up, we're walking around, and he kept throwing his shot at me or whatever. Like, I would say something like, or I would say something about a guy, like, oh, I need a guy who does this, whatever. I was kidding or whatever. And then he'd be like, hi, my name's Tony. And I'm just like, nice to meet you again. And he kept trying to get my number, and I kept saying no. We get towards the end of it or whatever. And I'm not going to lie, he finessed this pretty well, because my weakness is food. Like, that was, if he told me he worked at Dunkin' Donuts, and I was like, oh, so you can get a sister some free coffee and donuts is what I'm hearing. And he was like, he said, yeah, so that's what's up, that's what up. He said, yeah, but in order to do that, I need your number. I didn't even hesitate. I was like, okay, well, give me your phone. I was like, that's okay, well, let's do this. Like, here's my number, give me my free food. I wasn't even thinking about that. Like, that's that was like the furthest thing from my mind was he was just trying to get your number. Like, that wasn't even on my mind, because like I said, he was a flirt. He was just flirting because he flirted. So I'm not thinking anything of it. So after that, he texted me the very next day. I don't remember what he texted me. He texted me and asked me some ridiculous question, and I was like, who is this? And then he was like, it's Tony. And I was like, oh, hey. So we ended up hanging out like not long after that. And long story short, me and him ended up being very, very, very close. We was good friends. We talked to each other about inner stuff, like secret stuff that we wouldn't talk to everybody about. Told each other secrets. We spent like a lot of time together. Like almost every day. If neither one of us was at work, we was together. We was like chilling. This became a problem for multiple reasons. For one, he had a reputation for being a man whore. You know, because like I said, he a flirt. He seemed like the type to just flirt with people, just to be flirting with people. And he was that type. He liked to flirt with people. But we were just friends. Like we cooling or whatever. He had that girl, you know, I still had the guy who cheated on me with the guy at the time. You know, I was still kind of stuck on him. So, you know, we wasn't even trying to, you know, go there or whatever. We flirted sometimes, but you know, he was single, I was single, we can flirt. There was nothing to it. And then, but people, you know, thought because I'm a girl, he a guy, guys and girls apparently can't be friends. We spent a lot of time together, people just thought we were a thing. So we kept saying like, no, we just cool, we friends, whatever. But it became a thing because people started thinking, you know, he was gonna break my heart. And in my mind, I was like, do you know me? Do you even know who I am? Like, who breaks my heart? But like at the time, especially, I was a savage when it came to relationships, when it came to guys. I just really didn't care about most men because they weren't the guy that I was interested in at the time. So I really wasn't, like, I wasn't worried about that. Plus, I didn't like him like that at the time. But as time progressed, we did start to get like attached to a certain level, and I started to get feelings for him. And we talked about it a lot. We'd be like, you know, we like, if we were a couple, like, we'd make like little jokes, like, you know, if we were dating, like laughing and stuff. But then it started to get to the point where we were both kind of like, is there something here, you know, like, so then we started talking on that romantic tip, like trying to get to know each other on a romantic level, started getting a little more into each other. And it got to the point where he had to make a decision between where me and him decided we really did like each other and we were really wanting to like try something, but he still had that other girl. So he was trying to decide between me and between her. And I told him, you know, it is what it is. You can choose her, you can choose me. It doesn't really matter. I understand both ways. Like, you've been with this girl for a minute, so if you want to be with her or whatever, then I would understand, and we can still be friends. I don't care, you know, I ain't tripping. But if you choose me, you know, we can see where it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, now this is what I said to him, y'all. This is what I said to him. This is what I was saying to him. So, you know, he's like, you know, you're not making this easy for me because she's saying the same thing. You know, she was on that, you know, whatever you do is fine type stuff. So, you know, he was struggling. Then one night, we're driving. I don't remember where we were, but we were in his car. And he was like, you know, I really feeling you. I like our vibe. You make me want to be a better person. He said, you know, we connect. And we did. We had a very, very good connection. We had a good chemistry, we was tight-knit like that, like off rip. Like, we did have a good chemistry. And he was like, you know, we have a really good chemistry. I'm really feeling you. You really feeling me. Will you be my girlfriend? I said, I'm sitting there shocked at first. I was like, what? Like, he chose me? Little old me? Like, I was genuinely, like, guys, listen to what I'm saying, because you gonna doubt what I'm saying in a minute. But I was genuinely excited. Like, when he first said that, I was like, oh my gosh, like, Tony asked me out, like, he chose me, like, he really likes me, da 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 da. I was excited. I was hyped. I was like, oh, that's great, like that. So I said yes. I said yes, and you know, immediately we were just like, we were dating. So we're both kind of like giddy and happy, sending each other little cute little heart eyes that night and everything. It was cute or whatever. And then the very next day, the guy who cheated on me with the guy from the last Storytime, my ex that I got stuck on, that I've been stuck on in most of these Storytime relationship stories, he came to town for the first time. I hadn't seen him in over a year. And as soon as we got around each other, he pretty much told me to my face, I don't care about your relationship. So, yeah. So he was flirting with me, doing all the stuff that he knew that I liked, and I'm just sitting there like, Jesus, fix it. So I'm just like, and so immediately I knew that I had to break up with Tony. God. Like, I knew this, and I was like, ugh. And I'm gonna look like a douche, because I was like, dang. It's like, I'm sitting there thinking that at this time I thought I was over the guy. I thought I was over him. I thought it was gonna matter. I thought I was chilling. I didn't care. Soon as I saw him, all of that went out the window. Like, I was like, what's wrong with me, bro? So I ended up, and in my mind though, this is what I was thinking though, because a big part of me never took Tony seriously because he basically told me that he doesn't take relationships seriously. He lies. He plays games, all this other stuff. Like, these are things that he verbally told me out of his mouth. So I'm thinking, you know, me and his relationship, like, we just started. He was probably going to cheat on me eventually anyway, like, whatever. Like, I'm thinking that me doing this to him wasn't going to hurt him and we could maintain our friendship. And so I told him, you know, that we need to break up, that it wasn't a good idea. I didn't tell him right away that it had anything to do with my ex, because that's a hard thing to admit. Like, yeah, I'm driving you because my ex came back. Like, how stupid do you sound? Like, I knew I sounded dumb, so I didn't say that right away. But I did eventually tell him that was the reason. I think he knew that was the reason when I broke up with him. But yeah, we broke up, and in actuality, me and my ex, like, we didn't even really get back together. We messed around a little bit while he was there, but we never really got back together. But my ex ended up cutting ties with me after that again. And that was like the last time that we broke up. Like, that was like the last time that we like ended things between me and him. Like, after that, I never got back with him. Nothing. Even when I had feelings for him, even when he tried to come back, like, it was deaded. Like, I was through. Because I was like, I broke up with this really great guy who I really had a good connection with, and I was excited to actually start something with, and I ended that because your bum behind came back, and then you come back and you say something, and then you tell me one thing, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, you know, I don't know, and blah 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 blah. I was like, why do I keep wasting my time with you? I don't even feel. And what was stupid, this is what was stupid, my ex came back and I did not have nearly as much fun with him as I did with Tony. Not nearly as much fun, but all those same emotions, that tie, that hold that them dudes be having on you. I know y'all get, like, you know, everybody been stuck on stupid for somebody. That hold they have on you, even if they don't make you as happy as somebody else, like, it's just a hold that they have, and you just can't get your mind together. So, you know, for a while, I regretted that decision not because really, like, it's not even, I don't know. I personally don't really think that me and Tony ever would have worked in the long run. But I regretted that because I wanted to see. Like, you know, I never found out, because after that, you know, it was like, we stayed friends. Me and Tony stayed friends. We stayed cool. We still cool to this day, as a matter of fact. That's still my homie. But yeah, that was my 24-hour relationship. I basically broke up with the guy for my ex, and then my ex pretty much broke my heart. Yeah, I was one of those. I was a total freaking cliche. But it was a lesson learned, and I don't regret it because, I mean, I have who I have now, and I think everything happens for a reason, and who I have now is who I was meant to be with. And like I said, I don't think me and Tony ever really would have worked in the long run. And I think once or twice he said that to me, like when the other girl came back to town, because she didn't live in town either. So when the other girl came back to town, he probably would end up cheating on me with her. And I kind of believed the same thing. And even though I really wish it hadn't gone down like that, I mean, I guess it just wasn't meant to be. So yeah, that's the story. That's what happened. That was how I was in a relationship for 24 whole hours. Please don't hate me and judge me. Like, this is a long time ago, but like, it was like just one of those situations where I was really stuck on stupid. And you know, I didn't do anything outrageous. I didn't like break his heart, I don't think. It wasn't like he was in love with me or anything. I know that he really genuinely liked me, and I really genuinely liked him. Like, there was a real genuine connection there. It was something real, but it is what it is. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a comment, a like, and share it with your friends. And subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you can see more Sunday story times where I talk about relationship horror stories, relationship stuff, and just stuff that's happened to me in general. If you did not see the video about my ex when he cheated on me, please go into the description box. I will leave it in the description box below. Look at all of those crazy relationship horror stories. I have so many more for you guys. Like, you guys don't even know, like, next week's horror story. Okay, sis, it's gonna be something else, and you're gonna wonder why I stayed with this guy. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.